Finally, someone helped me to overcome my mental block. It's almost always my patients or the parents of my patients come to the rescue when it comes to coming out with new ideas for videos. So yesterday I was seeing a patient for the first time, and as I was explaining to them that I don't agree with the acronym ADHD because I don't think it's a fitting description of what the condition really is. As I said in my video, the essence of ADHD really is about the lack of control over three aspects of one's mental function. It's a difficulty control over the emotion, attention, and impulse. And the emotional aspect is often overlooked, especially when it comes to the acronym ADHD. It doesn't really mention emotion or mood at all. So she asked me, what would I call it? What would be a fitting name for this condition? So after much thinking, I came up with the term delayed mood focus impulse control syndrome. So first of all, I've gotten rid of the word deficit because it's not really the lack of something, it's difficulty controlling something. And I said delayed because it's not really an impossibility that you control over these three aspects. And it's delayed because there's actually change over time. The brain undergoes maturation over time. So eventually, people with ADHD, they will be able to attain the level of control over these three aspects compared to most people. They will get close to that goal than they were able to do it when they were a child. So delayed mood, I'm putting mood first because I think this is one aspect that's often overlooked, and yet this is the one aspect that could have the greatest impact on someone's lives. Imagine if you have difficulty controlling your emotions. Humans, we are emotional beings. This is actually what makes us human. There's nothing wrong with feeling disappointed, frustrated, angry, but these negative emotions can take over and overrun our lives. And if we don't have control over them, they can create ruins uh, in our wake. So I want to mention is delayed mood, and then I use focus instead of attention because I think attention is overlooked, and I want to kind of step away from the legacy of ADHD. And impulse, of course, this is one very important aspect of well, delayed mood, focus, impulse control, regulation. Syndrome, because impulse control is often very difficult, not impossible, but very difficult for someone with this condition. And finally, I replace the word disorder with syndrome because syndrome is basically a collection of symptoms. That's what the definition of syndrome is in medical uh, context. So once again, what would I call this condition? I will call it delayed mood focus impulse control syndrome. I know it doesn't roll off your tongue very easily as ADHD, but I think once we get used to saying it, maybe I'll come up with a new acronym. But regardless, it's a much apt description of this condition than ADHD. And who knows, maybe this video will go viral and this will catch on. Maybe the American Psychiatric Association will adopt this new term. I can only dream, right? Yeah. All right. I hope you have a wonderful day. It's not 4 a.m. yet, but as you know, I'm an early bird, so crazy ideas pop in my head all the time early in the morning. Take care.